Hey guys, I'm Mo back again. Welcome to day 31 in the life of Google Pixel 7a. If you're new here, I post videos every day to document my experience with the current phone that I'm using. That way you can truly see how it is to use a phone from an average person perspective. I buy all my phones, so none of these videos are sponsored or given me too early by anybody to review, so I can say whatever I want. Alright, now let's jump into day 31 with this phone. I usually wake up around 6 a.m. or so. First thing I do in the morning is check my notification. I wake up every day around the same time, hop out of bed. Sometimes I grab my Galaxy S20, which is my spare phone that I use as my main camera. I use that to record a quick video clip on my Google Pixel just to document the time that I began my day. If I don't have my S20 readily available, I'll just take a quick screenshot so I can see what time I began the day. And then I will pull down the notifications shade just to see how long the phone's gonna last. And Google pretty much tells you how long the phone's gonna last right off the bat. And it typically lasts until 2 or 3 p.m. if you wake up at 6. So that's roughly 8 to 9 hours. I feel like every day that I have this phone, the battery life is just getting lower and lower. First couple of days when I had it, it was lasting me 10 to 15 hours. Eventually it averaged to 9 hours. And then now it is hovering closer to the high 8 hours. And Pixel 7a does have face unlock, so I find that works most of the time. Occasionally it would ask me to do my fingerprint, which I prefer to not use because the sensor is not that great. Sometimes it takes a few tries just to make it work, but it doesn't bother me too much because facial recognition is pretty accurate. Although when you're using face unlock, unlike the iPhone, it is not as secure. So just keep that in mind. You do sacrifice some security for the sake of convenience. And I always begin my day by watching some motivational YouTube videos. I have that playing in the background as I dig deep and begin my day, rolling out of bed. Every day is that early grind, just having to get up and just forcing myself to go through the motion. It is much easier just to lay there and sleep till 8 or 9 o'clock. So as I begin my morning, use the bathroom, brush my teeth, wash my face, I make my oatmeal, make my coffee, and then I go back to my desk and begin recording these videos. It takes about 10 to 20 minutes every morning for me to record these videos, and then about an hour or two editing, depending on how efficient I am and how in-depth I want to get with adding footages. I use Google Photos every day. I just record a bunch of clips and then I download them as I'm editing videos. So that's just my morning processing routine. And by 9 a.m. I start work. I work from home, so don't need to travel or anything like that. And throughout the day, I have a wireless charger at my desk. When I'm not using my phone, I just place the Pixel 7a on there. And whenever I'm in important meetings that I want to make sure I have all my to-dos and I'm not missing anything, I turn on the Google Recording app just so I have all my notes transcribed. I can search it later if I wanted to. Although ironically, when I had the regular Google Pixel 7 back in October, I actually used the Google Recording app a lot more just to search notes. But now when I have the Pixel 7a, I still record them, but I haven't really went back and looked at my notes again. In addition to recording the conversation, I take my own notes as well. Maybe I'm just getting better and more efficient at taking my own notes, so I don't need to go back and to refer to the actual audio. But I like to have records in case I need it at a later point. And throughout the day, when I have a free time, I check emails, text, Snapchat that I miss overnight, just so I can be caught up with everything. And I always like to look for good deals as well. I personally prefer slick deals just to get a sense of what's out there. I like to read people's comments. For the most part, I just glance at the front page deal. Usually by the time I reach the front page, a lot of people already vetted out on whether or not it's a good deal, and if you still have doubts, just go in the comments. So I like to hang out there throughout the day just to see if there's any good deals, and hopefully try to find things that's actually useful and not buy things that are on sale just because they're on sale. And by lunchtime, I usually take my lunch break inside. The idea of eating outside is great, but there's so many obstacles. There's wind, bugs, flies, just sunlight hitting me directly in the face. So inside is usually the way to go for me. Pixel 7a, take great food pictures. And if I feel like bothering my friend, I'll just send them a few Snapchats of my lunch. This camera is pretty solid for what it is. It takes great photos. If you like to take close-up photos, I would recommend keeping your phone further away. It doesn't have the macro camera, so the edges may look a little blurry. And if you do take a lot of photos and record a bunch of 4K videos, I would recommend getting Google Photos or some external storage options. Pixel 7a only comes with 128GB of storage, which is somewhat standard these days, but of that 128, you're only truly getting 109 gigabyte because the rest of it is just a system. It takes up space as well. How all these manufacturers get away with selling you 128 all these years is beyond me. You never really truly get 128 gigabyte. You get the majority of it, but a fraction of that is. So I personally go for the Google Photos 200 gigabyte option, and in general, I try my best not to spend too much money on random things. So use a Google Rewards app. You get a survey here and there. You get 10 cents, 40 cents. It asks you where you been. Do you buy anything? Pretty simple, straightforward question. Takes about 5 to 15 seconds to do. Pops up randomly just to accumulate Google Rewards points over time. And I use that money to get the Google Photos additional storage. So pro tip for you guys is to save some money without much effort. And in addition to doing that, I also have a regular Google Pixel 1. So back in the days when Google first released the Pixel, they actually gave you the option to have unlimited storage for photos and videos. Over time, they start to get rid of that. They lower the quality that you can upload it to, and now it's pretty much all gone. But I did buy the phone specifically just for that use. The only downside is I believe it's only 32 gigabyte of storage. So whenever I start to run out of space on my Google Photos, I download them offline and then I upload them back with the Google Pixel 1. It is kind of a lot of work, but I have a phone laying around. I spent $100 for it. So with $100, you can get, I don't know, a few hundred gigabytes of storage, or you can do it the manual way like myself. I personally prefer to see how long I can keep going with that before Google eventually take it away. But another pro tip for you guys, if you can find a Pixel 1 somewhere in the market, then you can have unlimited photos and videos that you can keep forever. Alright, after lunch, if I have time, I'll go on a walk, scroll through social media, read the news as I'm walking. I feel like talking to the wife, I'll put my phone away. And whenever I return back to the house, whenever I have free time, I would always have some random videos playing in the background, eating lunch, washing dishes. I always like to learn something new, learn about tech and finance. So even if I'm not actively watching the videos, I have it in the pocket with audio playing. In the evening, I typically eat at home. And at night, when I go shower, I have the Google Pixel 7a sitting on the sink and with music playing. I prefer to not bring the phone into the actual shower. Although it is water resistant, water can still get in the port. And sometimes when it's stuck in there, it stays stuck in there for a while. So that way you cannot even charge your phone, because if they detect any moisture and electricity do not play well with each other. So you might find yourself in a situation where your phone is not going to charge at all. But your wireless charging will work though, but I prefer to use the actual wired charger because it's much faster and it guarantees that I will hit 100% in the morning. With the wireless charger, I'm not convinced that I will reach 100%. But the speakers are loud enough to reach from the sink to the bathtub. It is about 4 to 5 feet. And before I go to bed, I check my notification for one last time, set my alarm for the next day using the Google Assistant. I just hold the power button, tell it to set alarm 8 hours from now, and then go to bed. And I have bedtime mode automatically set up on my phone, so around 10 p.m. my phone is grayed out, all my notification gets shut down as I'm trying to go to sleep. I don't find myself having to pause it pretty often because I don't always go to sleep exactly at 10 p.m. on the dot. So you do have the option to pause that. You can pull down the notification shade, hit pause for half an hour, and then all the colors and noises is gonna come back. And as I mentioned earlier, this phone only lasts me until 2 or 3 p.m. in the afternoon. So as I'm working, I always have it on my wireless charger just to help me make it through the full day. And then if I really need to go outside, I will plug in my phone just to get that extra boost. But it's not a full all-day battery life phone. It does require additional charging throughout the day. So there you have it. That's day 31 in life at Google Pixel 7a. I think it's a great choice for anyone looking for a powerful smartphone with a great camera around the $500 price. It does have some overheating flaws and it takes forever to charge, especially if you are using the phone at the same time. But you're fine with that. I think it's a solid choice. It is much faster than the Galaxy A54 at a similar price. But if you made it this far, thank you for watching. Remember to like and subscribe. Comment below if you guys enjoyed these day in the life video series so I can keep making them. Feel free to post any questions below as well if you're interested in learning more about the Google Pixel 7a. Be sure to check out day 30 where I do another honest day review. So, see you guys over there.